Spoiler alert for the Penacony arc of Honkai Star Rail.
Last time on the complete history of Penacony. When last we left our beloved heroes Mikhail, Tiernan, and Rosalina, they had just been invited by the International Peace Corporation to assist in subduing the conflict on the war-torn planet of Asdana. They journey there now, but little do they know that the adventure that awaits them will change the course of their lives forever. So tune in now to see what this adventure has in store for this nameless trio as we continue to learn about the history of our beloved planet of festivities, Penacony.
Oh, that was really good.
Hey, thanks! I appreciate it!
Hey, you want to stick around for the video? Hello, Internet people, and welcome to part 2 of my Dreamjoy memoir breakdown, where we take the very convoluted, very confusing Star Rail Penacony event and strip the fiction away to realize it isn't fiction at all, but in fact the hidden story of everyone's favorite dream world.
Well, I mean, technically, it is still fiction.
Also, let me introduce my first ever guest on this channel, resident voice actor, consumer of cereal, generally awesome person, and #1 Star Rail leak hater.
Friendly hello hi, the name's Raph. I make whatever I want on my YouTube channel, from reactions, mashups, music covers, talking about life, to a single theory about Seela being one of the fastest characters in all of Honkai Star Rail. I'm glad to be here today.
This is part 2 of this series. The first video is linked here if you'd like to watch that first. Also, there's a link to Raph's channel in the description. You should totally go check his videos out.
Do you know who else you should check out? I am MMA, baby! Woo! Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, because Emma's awesome! Let's go! Oh yeah, also she has socials, so check those out too.
Nice. Am I forgetting anything? This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sacuraco. You want to know the wildest part about these boxes for me? At this point, I've tried out 5 each from Sacuraco and Tokyo Treat, and every single box somehow has managed to be a standout box for me. This is the Tokyo Treat November box, which is themed Osaka Snackathon, and Osaka is known as the place for food in Japan, so you just know these exclusive snacks are going to be incredible. To start off, I've had all kinds of soda before, but I've never tried plum soda. And I have to say, American companies need to get on this because this is an incredible flavor for a soft drink. Why are we sleeping on this? Every month they have an exclusive Kit Kat flavor, and this month it's Mont Blanc. I thought this looked like a spaghetti with a meatball and was a bit confused, but no, this is a dessert with chestnut and white chocolate, and that in Kit Kat form is just incredible. The Ponsuke Nori and salt snacks are a sweet and salty seaweed puff, and they were wonderful to try, and we get the return of Ramoon flavored snacks. There was a Ramoon dorayaki, which is like a pancake sandwich, and look, the filling is blue. We also had pull-apart sea animal gummies, and these you can actually play a little bit like a wishbone. When you pull them apart, the middle part goes with one side or the other, and it's super fun to mess around with. Also, guys, freaking wasabi. These are Koikea wasabi seaweed chips, and they are so incredibly spicy, but I ate the whole bag. I regretted it several times, but I ate the whole thing. Wasabi is amazing. But my favorite item in the box was these takoyaki and soy peanuts, which I didn't realize until after eating the whole bag were octopus flavored. Well, guess who needs to try octopus next time I have a chance, because they were incredible. Best item in the box. I love these. Now, the Sacuraco box is actually very special this month because it's made in partnership with the Ishikawa Prefecture. This has been a really difficult year for many people and locations across the world, and Ishikawa is no exception. In January of 2024, a 7.6 magnitude earthquake hit the Noto Peninsula, killing over 350 people and leaving 34,000 people homeless. Not only that, but it damaged many of the area's landmarks, making recovery very difficult for the people there. Sacuraco is partnering with artisans from Ishikawa, using their goods in the snack boxes as well as helping them get back on their feet and raising awareness. In the booklet this month, they talk about some of the specific artisans they're helping, such as Yokoi Shoten, who makes this wonderful Kagashizuku rice candy, as well as Takehiro, whose shop Iwazumi makes the Noto sweet potato. The CEO for Tokyo Treat and Sacuraco, Ayumi, went and spoke with many of these artisans personally, and the people there are so incredibly resilient and dedicated to what they make and making sure that their craft and their community will recover and will continue. It's just incredible to read about. And the snacks in this box are even better just because I know that the boxes are helping people who need it right now. I really loved the Earl Grey and Gorojima cakes. The shrimp flour sundae was absolutely incredible too. If you haven't noticed, I like anything seafood, and I also love anything that's called arare, and so you can imagine how ecstatic I was to pull something called shrimp arare out of the box. These were wonderful, and I'll tell you what, when I got my first box, I had a couple bites of each thing and then I'd share what I didn't eat with my family, but it is getting harder and harder to not just eat it all because these items are wonderful. They also had mochi. Last month they had a mochi with brown sugar filling, but this is Hojika Kinako mochi, which has a roasted green tea filling. Absolutely perfect. And you may notice me using chopsticks for these. That's because Wakasa chopsticks are this month's household item. They are beautiful and lovely, and I used them for most of the snacks because I didn't want to get crumbs all over my keyboard as I was editing. They are so amazing. And of course, there's always tea. I love this packaging, by the way. Now, I've had matcha tea before, but not like this. This is bocha. This is a tea made from matcha stems, which is a very different flavor from regular matcha. It doesn't have as much of the grassy matcha flavor. It's a very rich flavor. As always, I had mine with a spoonful of honey, and it was wonderful. Perfect for editing. Tokyo Treat and Sacuraco want people to be able to experience Japan from the comfort of their own home, and they are accomplishing that goal with style and class and compassion and an incredible heart for the people around them. I know you guys want me to finish up and get to the video, but please understand, I cannot overstate just how much I love not just the boxes, but this company in general. I am so proud to be working with them, so if you like the look of these items, please check the links in the description and in the pinned comment. There's one for Tokyo Treat, one for Sacuraco, and if you use promo code MMA at checkout, you get a small discount. And don't forget, Christmas is coming up in just a few months, so maybe there's someone else in your life who might like one of these boxes. So go over there and check them out. I get a commission from each sale, and you get a little taste of Japan. And now let's jump into film 2 of the Dreamjoy memoir, Dreamscare Crusade. When the crew arrives at the Asdana prison, they find it almost completely deserted. The houses are all burned out, and the only person they find who isn't an IPC soldier is Mr. Souza, who is gleefully selling his brand new invention called Sangled.
Grab a bottle of Sangled. Make your dreams a blast.
While exploring, they do find Asdana's collection of carefully stored memories, and Mikhail may have pocketed one or two without thinking about it. But while they're there, they suddenly run into a revolutionary named Hanunue. Thinking they're IPC, Hanu takes all of them prisoner, but Mr. Souza vouches for them, and though he can't get Hanu to warm up to the group, he at least is able to get him to put down the rocket launcher.
Then Souza explains Asdana's story, how the people there have been trying to fight back the IPC, but it wasn't until a stellaron arrived that Hanu was able to help the people actually gain some ground. After hearing the story, the crew finally understands the situation a little better and that Hanu isn't really the bad guy in the situation. But just as everyone's starting to warm up to each other, the IPC attacks the hideout, and with no other choice, Hanu and his revolutionaries retreat, with Mikhail and the crew coming along. But they didn't escape without casualties. Rosalina was badly hurt in the attack and loses consciousness, but Hanu risks his life to steal medicine from the IPC to heal her. But that night, the IPC strikes again, and this time, with nowhere to go, the crew is forced to fight back.
Thankfully, they do defeat the IPC forces this time, but they know that unless they're able to get the IPC to relinquish Asdana entirely, the people there will never have peace. So Mikhail and the crew promise to help Hanu and his revolutionaries free Asdana from IPC control.
Hanu knows that it won't be long before the IPC regroups and attacks again. So if they're going to defeat them, they need everyone in Asdana to help. So Hanu and Mikhail recruit all of the major groups represented on the planet. The morning actors, the masked fools, the Knights of Beauty, the history fictionologists, other Galaxy Rangers. Whoa, okay! Call this Super Smash Bros. Ultimate the way everyone's here, baby! Anyways, they're even able to recruit Laikika Alfalfa, a member of the IPC, by giving him some of the valuables the Express have collected on its journeys. But seeing the revolutionary forces grow make the IPC nervous. So once again, they attack. This time, Hanu has allies, and together they fight back the IPC, but at a great cost. They hold a funeral to commemorate their fallen comrades and plan a good old counterattack.
Now this is where things get interesting, because when you're playing through the event, each of the films has multiple endings, a classic ending and a special ending. Both of them has interesting details, but at least for this film, though I might include a handful of details from the special ending and layer them together where I can, I'll be treating the classic ending as the canon one. Ready? The good people of Penacony again prepare to attack Boss Stone, but some of the people are scared after the loss of their friends and even try to convince Hanu to make a treaty with the IPC so the fighting will stop. But Hanu is nothing if not stubborn, and Mikhail believes in him. Unfortunately, even their fervor isn't enough to convince everyone, and soon rifts begin to form even within the most close-knit groups. Some of the people even desert the effort and go to work for the IPC or break off to form their own rebel factions, leaving Hanu's militia behind. This leads to Hanu becoming discouraged, but Mikhail stays with him. Others continue to grow discouraged, and one day Mr. Souza himself, in a drunken frenzy, tries to sell the patent for Soulglad to the IPC. The IPC, rather than offering to buy it, takes it from him and kicks him to the curb.
It's at this time that Mikhail and Hanu begin to actually become friends. With few friends left in the world besides each other, Hanu begins to explain his goals and dreams of what Penacony could be without the IPC. A beautiful dream where the people can shape the world as they wish, and Mikhail is inspired by that. Who wouldn't be? Hey, hey, hey! Put your hand down! Put it down! But on the revolutionary front, things aren't going well. A bomb made by the masked fools goes off too quickly, alerting the enemy of their position and killing many of the fools. The IPC then attacks the stronghold with fire bombs, and while the morning actors are able to put out the flames with a flood of water, they are swept away in the flood and do a lot of damage to the stronghold too. Mikhail and Hanu are devastated and angry. As a result, they end up finding out that there was an imposter among them, whose intel was the cause of the fools and the actors' deaths. Hanu deals with the traitor accordingly, just like how any TF2 soldier main would, with a rocket launcher.
With the imposter taken care of, Mikhail's rage begins to dissipate, but the IPC is still a threat. Hanu and the rest of the revolutionaries prepare for an epic fight, with Mikhail himself preparing traps and ambushes around the battlefield.
The night before the battle, Hanu has a dream about a storm, a giant tree, a skyscraper in a wasteland, and a clock buried deep underground. And finally, a beautiful, peaceful song.
The next morning, Hanu, his revolutionaries, and the crew of the Express finally kick the IPC out of Penacony for good.
In the wake of the conflict, the people are now able to shape the outside world as they wish, building anything they want, day or night, rain or shine.
Wait.
Because this is the most significant sandbox
Raph?
you'll ever set foot in.
Raph!
What?
Wrong script.
Oh, sorry about that. I mean, they are now able to shape the world as they wish, building a beautiful city, and vowing that nightmares will never again overtake Penacony.
The conflict finally dealt with, the Express navigator Granholm comes to see Mikhail to invite him back on board the Express. But Mikhail, Tiernan, and Rosalina choose to stay behind and help Hanu rebuild Penacony and make it a true dream, with liberty and justice for all.
Granholm is sad to see them go, but he knows that even though they've left the Express, they will never stop blazing trails. Before he leaves, he gives Mikhail the hat of his mentor, Falcon Amundsen, the previous Express navigator.
And that's the end of Film 2, Dreamscare Crusade. Well, the classic ending anyway. The other ending begins at Chapter 3, with Hanu making a deal with the IPC to stop the fighting, and ending with him becoming the IPC's guard dog, betraying everyone, making the Penaconians IPC workers, and ending up in prison for his trouble. But that's not canon, probably. So we won't worry about it. So I guess that ends Mikhail's adventures on the Express.
But it's only the beginning of his adventures on Penacony.
See you next time for Film 3 of Dreamjoy memoir, Dream Jolt Havoc. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been so much fun to work with Raph and put this together, so yeah.
Heck yeah, this was so much fun! Woohoo! Alright!
Make sure to like if you want to see more like this in the future, if you want me to do more collabs. Raph, is there anything you want to say before we end the video?
Oh, there is a little thing that I want to say, which is, as always, you are watching a phenomenal person right now on your screen, so go check it out. Like I said earlier, like, comment, and subscribe, and absolutely demolish this video's view count by skyrocketing it, baby. Share it around, because Emma's awesome, her socials are awesome, I love this person a lot, she is, like, the biggest influence in my entire life, baby.
I'm melting into a little pile of goo on the floor. I can't take praise.
Big sister material right here, baby!
Don't forget to go check out Raph's YouTube channel as well. There's a link in the description. Also, don't forget to check out Tokyo Treat and Sacuraco. Links in the description, links in the pinned comment. There is one link for Tokyo Treat, one link for Sacuraco. Go check them out. They are incredible, wonderful company, and I am not just saying that because they sponsor me. They are amazing.
So yeah, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed Emma and I's silly little video, even though it's mostly her video, and I'm glad to always be here. But hey, everybody, stay safe.
Stay kind.
And don't forget to have fun and take care of yourselves.
And
see y'all whenever.